things got worse when I joined the military. That's when things really took a turn for the worse, and half those people wanted to go down there and shoot us, my people, the Indians, natives. They just wanted to shoot us. And I told them, dude, there's kids down there, and I'll shoot a kid. And here I'm starting all this training. I'm learning how to kill. I'm learning how to do all this, and all those bodies being found at Fort Hood, I knew I just had to keep to myself. My name is Zoogie, and I'm 30 years old, and I go through severe anxiety. Overstressed to the point where I can't control myself. I think it all really started back when I was 7 years old, when I was kind of bullied for 6 years in like elementary school. I was bullied a lot by non-natives, and I've always wondered why a teacher wouldn't do anything. This is how I knew that the teachers weren't really there for native kids, because she pulls me aside and she goes, "You're Indian, you should know this already." And that's how I just never really trusted teachers, trusted other kids, and it was really hard to break for 23 years. My first exploding episode happened to me like 6th grade, finally, after just taking all those kids' crap and all the teachers like ignoring it, and eventually I just broke down in front of my mom because I didn't want to do this project, because I didn't want to work with the kids that bullied me. And she kept pushing me, you have to do this, you have to do this. I'm not mad at her or anything, I love my mom, it's just she kept pushing me, and eventually I just exploded. I said, I hated those kids, I don't want to deal with those kids, I want to fucking kill them. And I guess my dad didn't like that, came in, told me to go in my room, and he said, you know what, just flunk it. And so that was my immediate thought, that I just couldn't trust a lot of my parents, or even my sisters. My oldest sister didn't really care for us that much, because she always thought that we were the spoiled ones, and she had her issues too with the other kids, but she handled hers differently. We both did, but we still loved each other. We still played together. We still watched movies together, and but we just didn't know how to help each other. And things got worse when I joined the military. That's when things really took a turn for the worse, and I just didn't know how to deal with it. It felt like straight elementary school again. I joined the military. I joined the Army. I didn't score too well, so I ended up doing infantry. And my big plan was that I would do infantry for one contract and then move on to something a little non-combative so I could get my ASVAB score up. And basic training's like exactly what I thought it would be. Just 16 weeks of just extended basic training. Had a good time until I got to my unit, Fort Drum 287 Bravo Company. And I came in during like when everybody else was like coming back from deployment. So I didn't really have anybody to talk to. I didn't really have anybody to hang out with or get along with. And turns out it was a lot worse than I thought, because, new privates get smoked and, whatever. But for some reason, some dude said he was going to kill me because he thought I was Mexican. And I thought that was weird. I never had a death threat before. Then one of the NCOs whispered in my ear, "You want to die?" And I mean, it wasn't even like, "Oh, you can't do this, you're going to die." No, it was, "Do you want to die?" I felt threatened. People were looking at me funny. Then eventually a new NCO came in, and he was like sexually harassing me, saying, "Have I been with a man? Do I want to be with a man?" And it's just, I don't know why. I don't know what I did to these people to make me feel like a victim again. And here I'm starting all this training. I'm learning how to kill. I'm learning how to do all this. And then by the time like 6 months in, Standing Rock happened, which was a protest at the North Dakota pipeline, against North Dakota pipeline. And I'm looking at all these native people trying to defend, not letting the pipeline go through their sacred burial ground, their land, and trying to protect their water. and the government really just threw everything at them: dogs, rubber bullets, water in negative-degree weather. And then when Donald Trump signed the paper letting no DAP will go through the reservation, all the cops were roughing up the Indians. People were getting locked up in cages for just trying to support the no DAP, to support the tribe, you know? And that's when I really found out how separated I was from the militaries, was that half those people wanted to go down there and shoot us, my people, the Indians, natives. They just wanted to shoot us. And I told them, dude, there's kids down there, and I'll shoot a kid. So I just knew that I wasn't part of their world, and I gave up. I gave up after 6 months. I was a leader. I did everything right in my 6 months. I wasn't a punk. It wasn't a career no more. It was just a job.
But you did how many years?
I did 3 years, 16 weeks.
So what happened after that?
They were on their own team. I was pretty much by myself. Mentally, I did not hang out with them. I did not talk to them. I barely stood parade arrest for leadership. I got smoked constantly. And even when I was an E4, I still was treated like an E1. So I just didn't care. I did everything right. New NCOs come in, things got a little better. I was a driver for like almost every vehicle in the lot. So I was very they really depended on me to do everything, but I still didn't feel like I was one of them.
So were you able to tell them anything? Like, did you try to talk to anyone?
I didn't believe anybody like had my back. And I would tell my family back home, but I think they would have the mindset of like, you know, the whole brotherhood propaganda, you know. They wouldn't know if it was real or not, even if I told them. And with all those bodies being found at Fort Hood, I knew I just had to keep to myself, because if one person plotted to kill me, two people threatened my life, one guy was sexually harassing me, then there was no reason for me to say anything, do anything. I just had to finish the contract and get out. So with anxiety, I got out of the military. I decided that I wasn't going to take anybody's crap anymore. And so when I worked at the base, some dudes like tried to get mean with me, but I got mean with them back. You know, I stood up for myself. I got in their faces. You know, I didn't want to be that guy anymore. And then things went complete 180 when I finally took acting. And that's when the anxiety and everything came in, because they were all these actors. I've never felt love. I've never felt support from them at all, from anybody like before then, you know. And you know, I'm performing with them. I'm getting applauses. I'm getting accepted for once, and I love that. And it hurts me because after I found out, I started noticing these things, and I started looking back about my life, and I do bring that out into the acting world, and I'm able to put my emotions out there, but with everything else still in my head and everybody I'm dealing with and the training, the kill that I have, I'm mixed up, because I got evil people still in my head, but I got all these good people that I can only be around for like maybe a few minutes before something triggers me, you know? It's been really hard for me, like, since I took acting, because I tried not to let people see me in this way, and I feel like I'm hiding again. I feel like I'm isolating myself again, and I feel so bad for it, because I know they just won't understand. And I worry that I might go off on the wrong people, and especially with them, because they're such great people that I've never met before. I don't want them to not like me. I don't want to disappoint them. I don't want them to think I'm just this one person. I don't want them to see this person. I want them to see the happy to be with them, happy to join them on their journey, help them on this journey, and I worry that one day if I accidentally get overly stressed, they're going to see me in that way.
Like, since finding out that you had anxiety, how has that affect you mentally?
In a way, it made me better because I noticed like before, I was just kind of holding everything in and just lashing out at people who deserved it. But a lot of those times I didn't really notice at all of anything. But now that I do notice, it made me want to be a better person, especially for my mother, my sister, her husband, and a lot of my family members, and especially all the people I'm acting with. Because after all these years of like dealing with just not okay people and military schools, these people were the only ones that were actually nice to me and showed me respect. And recently, what's been helping me is journaling. I've never thought about doing it before. We've done it in school many times, but even then I felt like it was pointless, like it wasn't doing anything for anybody. Just helping me write better, helping with my grammar, sure, but I decided like a few months ago that I should start journaling all my thoughts, and it really helped because it really made me feel like there's a place for it. It's not in my mind, it's in this little book now. You could burn it, you could throw it away, you could do whatever, you could draw on it, you could do whatever you want with it. Also, singing. A year ago, I decided one day, I'm gonna take singing classes, and it made me feel good. I'm singing high, I'm singing low, I'm learning new things, and it made me feel good about myself. I do growling, those little things.
What do you think are some of the misconceptions that people have about severe anxiety?
The only misconception that I've had that really upset me was my ex, when she said everyone has anxiety, but I think the misconception is they don't know the level of anxiety that they have. Like someone could be like half a cup, some people can be full or a little bit. Sure, everyone has anxiety, yes, and that's just, some of us just have it a lot worse than others.
How would you like to be helped by your loved ones?
Just be with me. Just be around. Be patient with me. We don't have to like talk about my anxiety. I just want to have fun with you guys. I just want to be distracted from all these thoughts. And being around my friends, being around my mother, my sister, and it makes me feel better. It makes me feel safe because I'm not alone. In life, I want to still continue acting, which I have been. But a lot of times I feel like I'm not going to make it as an actor. I guess my goal in life is to make sure my friends make it. All those actors who are helping me through this healing journey, I want to help them succeed. What I want out of this interview right now is, I guess I just want to be heard for once. I just don't want to be quiet anymore. I just want people to know that I have some issues in my head that I'm trying to fix for everyone. I know my experiences are different, but I hope that maybe I could shine a light that they're not alone as well.